What's up, everyone? My name is Ruben, and I'm building another screen. Content section mic from ACSS. Kevin, I'm sorry. It's another one. Oh, welcome everybody. My name is Ruben. Get the camera on me. I got a team of 14 people behind me. They can't even turn the camera on. When I talk, camera goes on me. But today, I'm rebuilding. Where's it at? Here. This. Content section mic from ACSS. And this time, turn the music up. There we go. Turn it down. Turn it. My God. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Content section mic. I needed this for a client, but since ACSS is not for Breakdance, I have to do this. But this time, I'm not gonna steal or give you the code unless I get 50 likes. Well, the only code I won't give you is the drop T. I'm not gonna teach you how to do that with Breakdance, even though I already did it. My drop T is a little bit different because of the font I use. My drop T is a little bit different, but it's always possible. Unless I get 50 likes. Where's it at? Yes. I'm not gonna give it to you. Figure it out yourself. Go to Google search. It's not hard, but I will not give you that code specifically. Unless you want to buy ACSS and then get the code yourself and then just do it in Breakdance. That's up to you, but don't do that. But today, I will show you how to build it now. So let's get into it. So what we have on this is an accent heading, this little small heading up here. We have a heading, some random text. I will copy it now. And then we have a line that goes across the entire page. I will have to show you how to do that. My friend's calling me. Wait. Then I have 3 sections, 3 divs, 3 areas. 1, 2, 3. The text with the drop T, the picture, and then this yellow card, the little yellow section. All right. That's it. Let's get into it. What do we do first? Open up Breakdance, please. Yes, you can just copy and paste. That's the beauty of Breakdance. Copy it, paste it into your website. Yes. Or you can open up Breakdance and follow along with me. Pause it as you go. It's up to you. I encourage you to follow along. But it's up to you. So what do we have first? We have a text section, and what we'll call this accent heading. Let's center. Actually, let's not center yet. Then what do we have next? We have a heading. What do we have next? We have a text area with fake text. What do we have next here? We have a line. We have a divider. We have a fancy divider. Go ahead and change the color of that. We'll make it a solid. Oh, look, I did this for you guys. I kind of zoomed in the whole entire section so you can see a little bit better. So we have that. Then we're going to change the color. Let's make it ugly so we can see it, and then we'll fix it, right? So this yellow is not ugly, but you know what I mean. Because right now, let's see back here. Is it this one? Is it this one? You can't really see it on the screen. Oh, yeah, you kind of can. Here, let me make it an obvious color. Let me click here. Let me click. Just make it black for now. Can you see it? You know what I can do? I could just make it thicker. Just so you can see it better. And then we'll make some final tweaks to it. But that's the bread and butter of everything is this section here, right? Like, how do we do this? How do we overlap in Breakdance, how do we get the sections going, right? So let me go ahead and copy this entire text. Get that out of the way. First, oh, I can't show you that yet. So then here we're gonna add a grid element. And I'll add the first div. So add a div, right? And then we're gonna add a text element inside that div, and we're gonna paste all our text. So this is what we have so far. It looks nothing like this, but we're getting close, right? So let's add, I wanna stop adding. No, let's go ahead and add again. So we're gonna add another, to the grid itself, we're gonna add another div, and we're gonna add an image. So div, image. Let's do, I wanna do a little, let's do a little goat lamb. I wanna make this picture, height will be, let's do 600. Object fit cover, right? Let's add some spacing. So click on this entire section and let's add a 30 gap. That adds gap between everything. And let's center all the text here. Boom. So we have the line, we have the text, and then, oh, what do we have? Let's add everything. So we have a small little text here, like a little maybe description text, and then we have this bigger text here. So let me copy the bigger text. And this is just styled different. It's all just text elements. So we add that simple text there, add a larger text, and we can always go back and add a gap. Let's add 20. We can always go back and style everything. For example, we can double click here and make it bold. We can double click here at the bottom and make that bold, right? So we're almost there. Add a text, and then let's go ahead and work on, let me see, make this 3. Let's work on the last div. The last div has, so this is where like divception comes in, because think of everything like Kevin says in boxes, right? So on this yellow area here, there's a box that contains everything. And then there's a box that contains this yellow part and the text. So what we can do here, so the first thing we'll do here is add text. And then shift everything to the right. On this text, you want to click on the text. Here, let me zoom in here. You click on the text. There's a little dynamic data button, and we can put the date. So whatever date it is today, it would appear on the section. So let's go back here. It's kind of small to see. I need to zoom in. I need to figure out how to zoom in, and then we'll figure it out. But anyway, trust me when I say the date's there. Then we're gonna add another div, right? This div will have some padding, and it's gonna have some text because it's actually the quote or whatever you want to put here. The positive quote of the day. So now paste that in. This will be dynamic data, and I'm gonna do that on the next video, but for now it'll be static. So what you want to do is select the div, right? The div that's holding the text. Go on the container, go to padding, and let's do 20 top. I like that. 10 on the side, or no, let's do 30 on the side, 30 on the side, and then we'll do 20. That's pretty cool. Then we'll do here. So then we go back to this view. So then we'll change the color to yellow or whatever color you like. Let's do yellow. Keep it yellow. So now we have the 3 sections, but then you're asking yourself, how does it overlap? How does it do? Oh, actually, before I get into the grid, let's go ahead and make this divider full width. The problem is you can't really break out unless you do this. So, at least I figured out in Breakdance. So you want to do one, oh, here, let me zoom in here. You click on the divider and you do 100 You can do a little drop down, view width, but it didn't change nothing, right? Well, now you click on the gear, go to advanced, go to wrapper, which one is it? Size, max width. You do 100 view width. Now it breaks it out. You have to add it in both places. That 100. I don't know why specifically, but within the Breakdance builder, you have to add it in both places, unless it will not break it out. I don't know why. You can, for example, take one off and leave the other one, and it's not going to work. It'll go back to normal. So now click on the divider. Let's see, click on the divider. Let's change the pattern. We'll change the width to 1. 1 is good. And then change the color to a little like off gray. You can do a little fade, or you can just choose the color gray, right? It's up to you. So now it's a little lighter, and it's gray. So now you have the 3 sections, but how do we overlap? Unfortunately, stop the music. Stop the music. Unfortunately, in Breakdance, we don't have a grid builder, right? We don't have a cool grid builder like Quickly or like Advanced Themer, right? We don't have, turn it back up. Yeah, thank you. Like Advanced Themer or the one that Rakota built for Oxygen, right? We don't have a cool grid builder. So what do? Either we don't do it, or we have to be kind of creative on what we do. And guess what? I'm going to be creative. There's just a website. I will post a link to this, and I've created a 12 section grid. And the brown here is the div number 1. It goes all the way to, I think, 8. Div number 2 overlaps. Oh, excuse me. No. Div 1 goes here. Div 2 goes here. Oh, excuse me. Can you even see what I'm doing? I'm an idiot. Let me just reset it. Ready? Div number 1 goes here. Man. So that's div number 1. My mouse is a little tricky, so you got to click and drag, and it goes over here, right? Div number 2, you start here. It goes all the way to here. Div 3 goes here to here. Oh, sometimes you got to do it backwards when you're trying to overlap. So what we're doing is overlapping the grids on div 2 and 3. So that enables us to overlap to create this effect, this overlapping effect. So actually it's a little bit less. So let's reset this. I had it right the first time, but so let's do that. Okay. So now you create the grid, right? So on this website, the CSS grid generator, you copy the code. All you really need is this area down here, because Breakdance takes care of the rest, right? So you just copy this, Control C, Control C, Control C. You want to change the name of the div, and I know Poppy Lewis hates it when we create classes. He's anti-classes, but I don't know what else to do. We don't have a fancy grid builder, so I'm stuck doing this. Until he fixes that, I can't do anything about it. So let's get rid of this, and we'll call this mic 1, mic 2. Think of better names than this. Mic 3. So we'll call this section mic 1, section mic 2, and 3. Think of better names. I'm just doing this as an example, right? So we have those 3 sections. So what do we do now? Where did I put this code at? I think I put it in the wrong place. Yeah, hold on. Okay, I got to put it in the grid. Make sure you have the grid selected. My bad. Okay, so now we have the grid selected. We put the code we got from the CSS grid generator website, right? We paste it in. All we have to do now is go to each div and reassign it. Oh, well, before we do that, change the items per row. It's always going to be 12, right? So now we go to the first div. Here, I'm just collapsing it on this side. I'm collapsing it. I'm collapsing it. Oh, why doesn't it fit here? Let me do this. Okay. Div number 1. You're going to go to this page here. Div number 1. I selected it. You're going to go to the gear, to the advanced options, and type to add a class. We're going to say mic 1. Create class. And you see what happened? It fixed itself to the grid. So now we go to the second one, do the same thing. Let me go back here, go to the advanced options, advanced, and we're going to say mic 2, create mic 2, right? Ooh, look what's happening. Look here, see what's happening? So now let's do the last div, advanced, and then here, mic 3. And look at that, instantly got it. Now on the div itself, you can add a little bit of padding, up top, and let's say 100. Perfect. Now, what you want to do is spend the rest of the time stylizing the text, making it beautiful, making it how you want it, making this text. Oh, I don't need this text here. When did I copy this here? Making the text how you want to create the text, let me add a little padding here. Make it 10. So making the text yours, right? So go in here, stylize, you create a preset. And I know preset is Kevin's like kryptonite word, like he's gonna get triggered if he sees this video. But all we have is Breakdance's presets. So take advantage of the preset system and stylize the text the way you want to stylize it. You know, make it beautiful like this, make it bigger, italicize it. Do whatever you want to do, right? So now, for example, on the image, I'm gonna do rounded corners, right? So how do we bring the text or this image up? So what do you want to do? It's go to the margin, -100, right? Click on the text and add a little bit of spacing in between it. We don't have contextual spacing like Kevin's does. We don't have contextual spacing in this example. Okay, here, oops, is it this one? Yeah. Kevin has a really cool ACSS items that helps you contextualize everything. We don't have that in Breakdance, so we have to kind of space it manually, unfortunately. But once it's done, we can go back, right? So now you can take the time to style the way you want it to style. Remember, I'm not going to teach you how to do the drop T because technically that's stealing Kevin's code and I'm not going to do that. But what you can do is go to Google and learn how to do a drop T or drop text, drop letter. It's up to you. So now it's done, right? So now you can spend the next 20, 30 minutes. I can spend 30 minutes stylizing it the way I want to, adding shadows, rounded corners, do whatever you want to do. But the main part's done. So we added a rounded corners. And I'm going to teach you how to dynamically pull this in with a custom post type, but not now, on this yellow box here next to the goat. But that's it. So now what we do is click on the grid, all right? Select the grid itself. And you have to go to each breakpoint here. Let me close this out. Go to each breakpoint and change it to 12. It's going to mess up if you don't. So go to here. Because it automatically, Breakdance automatic. I know it looks dumb right now, but we'll fix that. So we'll do 12. And then the last one, I think the last one needs 12 too. Okay. Now I've created different options, right? So now option number 2, it's going to be div 1 will go all the way across. Div 2 and 3 will overlap, but underneath it on the second row, right? So now you create the grid here. Here we go. So let's go to that breakpoint, wherever you want this to appear. So let's say we want this to appear on tablet, right? So go to advanced, drop the CSS there, but remember we changed it to mic. We change it to Mike. And we change it to Mike. So now everything falls according to line, right? So you can make some adjustments, spacing, things like that. For example, here on the little goat, we can remove the top padding. We don't need the top padding anymore. And we don't need it moving forward. So everything underneath that breakpoint will no longer show that. So we have that here. And then the last thing you want to do is if you want to go to, I always make the adjustment tier on the mobile, on the landscape. So do it one more time. I wanted to stack 3 times. So you grab the code, right? Grab the code, copy the code, and then bring it into Breakdance. So make sure you have the grid selected. Go here, rename everything to whatever you named it. Remember, be unique. Don't be generic like me. Sorry, here. And the last one. Boom. So what I ended up doing here on the CSS grid, close this out, is I made div number 1 the brown one. Div number 2 is this kind of green, light green, mustard green color. And then div 3 is in the middle. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, right? So now whenever you see it within Breakdance, it's 1, the goat 2, the text 3. And then here, we can just remove the padding. Boom. And then we're done. So always remember, you can style anything the way you want to, and it will carry over to all the levels, right? All the breakpoints. But now we're able to recreate this screen to our degree, right? And obviously it's styled different. It's italicized different, but this is Section Mike rebuild within Breakdance. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like my video. I'm trying to get better at doing tutorials. I'm not that good. And I hope I was able to explain everything correctly. Pause the video, watch the video. It's a lot harder than it seems, but I'm trying my best and I hope it works. So remember, since we don't have a cool grid builder, we have to do this. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. Have a great one.